wanted to make a quick update video on my AUTO-VOX DVR mirror. Some of the problems that I previously made videos about, I started having again, where the date was drifting, and eventually every time I would shut my truck off, the date would completely reset. I also noticed that the video file that was in the process of recording when you shut the vehicle off was becoming corrupt. The reason why that was happening was the battery in my other videos that I showed replacing on the inside, lithium batteries went bad. The battery lasted a little over a year before it started giving me problems. So I wanted to do some research on how to basically come up with a better fix, so that way I didn't need to replace it every year. If you haven't seen the other videos that I put about the mirror, a lot of this will probably make more sense if you go back and look at them. But this is the battery that I originally replaced in there. I don't know if you can tell from the video here, there's a lot of ripples, and when I originally removed it to replace it here a couple days ago, the battery was really swollen. From some research, since I'm in South Texas, with the heat that gets in the cab of my truck, sitting out in the sun over the summer, gets pretty hot, and it gets pretty close to the heat levels where these small lithium batteries can fail, and they'll actually pop and kind of explode. And I think it may have come close to that. Also, extreme heat reduces the life of a lithium battery. Two things I really didn't think about with that. So when I was doing my research, I came up with replacing it with this. It's a super capacitor. The reason why I got this idea is I got a different DVR for my wife's vehicle, and one of the selling points of it that they advertised was that it was a capacitor version. I'm like, well, you know, I know what a capacitor is, it holds energy, but I'm like, well, what's the difference? And that's when I found out about these batteries not lasting in the heat, and they could explode, and all this sort of stuff. So through some more searching, I found somebody who replaced their small internal battery on a different DVR with this super capacitor. And this super capacitor is from the Mobius action camera super capacitor, and it's a 2.7 volt capacitor. If you do a search, eBay or Amazon or anywhere, you can find this small piece. I think I paid about $8 for it, and I got free shipping because my friend next door had them order. I bought 2 of them just to have a spare through Amazon Prime. I got the free shipping and all that stuff. So I'm not going to go into detail about how to install this, because you put this in the mirror the exact same as you put this battery in, which if you go back into my previous videos, you can watch this big long boring video of me not doing a good job with my soldering iron and putting this battery in. But if you're stumbling upon this video at first, just replace your internal battery with this capacitor. I mean, it's pretty simple proof. You're gonna, you know, red's positive, black's negative. My only concern with this was if you let your vehicle sit for a long period of time, that the capacitor would drain, because it will drain a lot faster than a battery. A super capacitor is in my wife's DVR, and we recently went on a trip where we were gone for almost 2 weeks, and the vehicle was just parked in the garage. When we started the vehicle and brought it outside, the DVR did not lose any of the settings or the date that were on it. So I guess it'll hold it for at least that long. Most people, I don't think, leave their vehicle unattended for that long. If you do, you're going to have to, if this eventually does drain out, obviously you have to go in and set your settings and stuff like that again. But I haven't had that long. I put this in my truck, this super capacitor, into my DVR in my truck 3 weeks ago now, give or take, and it's been working great. Figured I'd post this update because I have had a lot of feedback, a lot more than I expected, about my updates with the DVR mirror and all that stuff. This is definitely a fix. I may actually share it with AUTO-VOX 2 so that their new models will have this in it instead of the stupid battery that could blow up and burn your car. I'll also probably eventually make a video with the other DVR that's a good value that I put in my wife's car. If I have any problems with this come in the future, like I've always done with this, I will post some updates. Hopefully this could help. There's no part number or anything for this battery, otherwise I would give it to you. All the listings just say not applicable because it comes from China. All you got to search is the Mobius action camera super capacitor. It's 2.7 volts, and the pictures will show something that looks like this. And the one I ordered came with this little sticky backing in the bag. Yeah, so I'm hoping that this is going to be my once and for all fix for the DVR mirror. One last side note, some people might be like, it's not a big deal if, my date drifts or whatever on the mirror, which I could agree with that. The major issue that I had was the video file, when it was getting corrupt, shutting the truck off because there wasn't enough juice in the battery for the camera to have a proper shutdown, is say you get into an accident with your vehicle and a lot of the safeties in the vehicles cut the battery power off. It shuts your vehicle off. So if you were to get into an accident and it was in the middle of recording the file and then it lost power, you would lose that file and you wouldn't be able to have it as evidence if you were not at fault of the accident. That was my biggest concern and why I wanted something that was going to be more reliable. Any questions or feedback or anything on top of this that you have to make a fix, please share it. Thanks.